It is the Blood Shinobi here, bringing What If Naruto Was a Part of an Arranged Marriage, Part 16. So, what's in this? What it happened in the last part? Well, I'll be making a playlist after this part, so yeah, that will be coming. So, check out the playlist if you're new to this. What If, and yeah, check out that playlist that will be coming. So, we'll be having the 17 parts. So, recap Naruto and that completed their first mission, which they got some scrolls. Summoning contracts for Konoha, so like main minor ones, not the big ones from all the groups. So yeah, that's that. And Tsunade is pregnant along with Unko. So yeah, that's it. So here's the intro.
To ashes, when do we burn away? Used to be oh so close, now I see you.
Naruto stood there along with Team Guy, Team Kakashi, waiting to see what happens during the night. Last night they had found out that some of their senseis were pregnant. Tsunade was having a kid, and well, Kushina's gonna have two baby siblings, but she doesn't know yet who they are. This got Naruto to think over some names. If he was to have one with Tamari, he would definitely name it after her mother if it was a girl, and Raza after her father, or something along that line. But for Kushina, it would be either Hashirama for a boy or Mito for a girl. But for Miko, he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know if Z, he'd probably name it after someone. And for Hannah, he'd want his father's name as one. He wouldn't name his one after his mother because he heard from Drea and Tsunade that Kushina was named after his mother. So he doesn't want his kids having the same name as one of his many wives. But Naruto still got a long time to go before he has kids. Well, he hopes so at least. But you know, we have other plans in store for the horny Naruto. Naruto just stood there. Today was training. This morning all he did was, well, training. He's training with Guy and Lee to get better at taijutsu because that's one thing he lacks in apparently. He says he's shit at taijutsu, but he feels like he's bad at it. Compared to Guy and Lee, he's not the worst, but he could 100% do twice as good. He doesn't want to be the last in taijutsu, he wants to be better than Lee in that. He's hoping to unlock the gates just like Lee and Guy, because he heard how they power boost. So Naruto wants that boost, but he doesn't know how he will achieve it. But he does know one thing. He'll do what he has to get it. If it means putting himself near death, he will. Kuruma should be able to help him, right? But he doesn't know. He will train himself to master, at least to the 5th gate. But when the time comes that he doesn't know what he'll be doing, he'll figure it out. Naruto doesn't know what he wants in life, except he wants to give at least every girl in the CRA a kid. Why? Because he feels like it's what he's got to do and what he wants to do. So that's why he's doing it. Not for anyone else, not for anything else, just because he feels like he has to. There's no shame in that, really. Well, there is. He just doesn't know how to think. Really, his hormones are playing up again. Like always, when he's near them. At least one or two of them. He knows that May will most likely come to help take down and bring back Zabuza, but he doesn't know yet. He might spend a little time with her. He knows eventually he will have to. do something, but he doesn't know what. He'll have to do some sort of sexual orientation with the girls, but that's for his time to come. Naruto stood there. Was on his knees right now because him and Lee are having a taijutsu spark on their knees, well, practicing and helping with their fist work. They need to get better at throwing punches, Gaia says. They need to have faster reactions too. They can't just be all about high and mighty with just hitting. They need to also be fast. They need to have accurate strikes. That's what they're working on. See, everyone else is working on some sort of jutsu. Onko is helping the girls master whatever jutsu they are. Whatever jutsu they are. Mastering. Helping them learn. What else is she doing? She's preparing. So all the girls that are there are training with her, which is Sakura, Tenten, and Omo and Kushina. They're training alongside Tsunade. She wants to help them learn the mystical palm jutsu. Well, at least the basics, and then once they get back, she can fully help them learn it. So they were all learning on chakra control, which, a lot of them are good at. But Naruto, and then Sasuke and Kakashi are training with the Sharingan, while Neji and Sai training with elemental jutsus, training with chakra manipulation. They're doing whatever they're doing with Jiraiya. Naruto has no clue, because he doesn't have time to deal with that. He has time to do what he has to do, which is train with Guy and Lee in taijutsu. There's nothing else he'd want to be spending his day doing right now, because this is fun and soothing. He just heard that Tsunade is pregnant. Shizune is also helping with the mystical palm, but she's not here. She's in the Hidden Leaf. And if she was here, she returned last night. Naruto was chuckling at this thought. He was the one to sneak up on the two, Tsunade and Shizune, when they were doing whatever they were doing, testing for a baby. And during the night, everyone saw how Shizune and Guy looked at each other. It was of lust, really. And then Guy and that just started acting different to what he was. But then when she left, he was back to his youthful self. It was like he was behaving around her, trying to impress her and other sorts. But he wouldn't want to be impressing Shizune unless he liked her, would he? But that's all thoughts Naruto could think of later. Right now, he's got to train. He ducked a blow from... he punched a clone of Guy in the foot, taking his foot off. Well, disabling it, stopping it from hitting him. It was good for him. He needed that. It distracted him from his thoughts he was having. Naruto and Lee were stood up now. Come on, 100 laps around the Land of Waves. After 100 laps of the Land of Waves, the town, they saw how bummed out this town was. It was not that good. The behavior it was. They ran into bandits and a mob of them. And just with taijutsu, they disbanded of them. They were picking on a young kid. A young boy. And his group of friends. But now look at him. Now look at them. They're nothing compared to real shinobi. See, Naruto, Onko, Kakashi, Omo, Kushina all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this Gato man. Because he's absurd with power. Made him think it was smart to take over the Land of Waves, which he did. But not in a good way. Naruto was just thinking to himself. So the week goes past of them all doing their own training. Naruto with Lee and Guy. all the girls learning medical ninjutsu, and then Sasuke with his Sharingan, and Jiraiya and Neji and Sai where they were. It was good to see them all doing their all different training. It brought a smile to Kakashi's eyes the night before. Inari had had enough. He'd seen how they'd all trained to try and beat Gato. He couldn't accept that they thought they could win. No, they can't win. Gato killed his father. His father was the strongest he knows. So how could these guys beat Gato? Gato's strong, they're not. This is what Inari was thinking. He stood up and spoke his mind. These guys can't beat Gato. You guys will all die and lose to Gato. He's all nothing. He's made my life a living hell, and now he'll kill yous and then make your lives live in hell. Go back to your sweet innocent village where you have it all nice and easy, so that you can, go back to your village, be kind, get everything you want, not have to do anything for anything, just be awarded stuff. Said Inari. Naruto stood up and slapped him in the face. Don't you dare say we have it easy, boy, because unlike you, we don't. You call what you got now easy? If you call what I have, or Kakashi or Sasuke have had, or you call that easy, or even Tsunade here, you call what that we have easy, then what you have must be fucking bad shit compared to us. You wanna know? Tsunade had her brother killed, and then her husband killed, her lover killed. In her eyes, she couldn't save them. Then she just accepted fate and turned on a new leaf and found love that had always been there. And then Kakashi over there had his whole Genin squad disassembled and killed in the Third Great Ninja War. And then his sensei dying not long before we were born. And look, he's happy as can be. He lives with what he's got and he embraces it. He's found love, unlike you. He doesn't let the small down things get in his way. He lets the big happy things get to him, make him feel alive. Sasuke over there had his whole clan killed in one night except him, his brother and his sister by his brother. He did it because what? He thought it was fun. Needed to test out his power. And then there's... did I forget anyone? Let's see. Well, if I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. And, alright, then there's Hinata over there. She didn't have anything. Her father treated her like trash. She was trash compared to her father. Father couldn't accept her, and then she started training with her beloved Sasuke, her boyfriend, her husband-to-be eventually. They started training and they got stronger together. If it wasn't for each other, they wouldn't be who they are today. So basically, her father kind of disowned her, treated her like shit, made her sister better than her, and all of that. And then she met Sasuke. She got through the ranks and acted dumb around their father, acting weak. But really, she could probably best their father if she goes on this way for a couple of years. Said Naruto. And then there's me. I wasn't wanted. And then treated like dog shit. Beaten by the mob. I was again and again. I was non-stop being beaten. And sometimes it wasn't me. They'd beat my clones when I was off doing what I was doing. And if it wasn't for some of the people here today, I could probably be dead in a ditch, or unhappy wanting to kill everyone. So just let you think. I had a whole village after me wanting to kill me. Tsunade there watched her family die in her hands. Then there's Kakashi here, who lost his Genin team that he cared for deeply but wouldn't show it. And then Sasuke loses his whole clan in one night. So, that's it, said Naruto. Inari got up. He couldn't accept this. These guys had it rougher than him, but he couldn't. So that's why he left. He wasn't happy. He ran out crying. Naruto chased after him. I'll be back soon. Naruto chased after Inari and caught up with him, grabbing a hold of his shoulder. When he turned around, there was no Inari. "Who are you, stranger danger?" said a kid. Inari was off. With Inari, he was sitting in front of a small man, and near him was other men. It was something he didn't accept. It was different. He had run and ran. It had been an hour since he left his home. He came to do what he had to do. He came to hang with Gato. Gato had found him, so that's why he's here. To be with Gato and all his men, to tell them about what he had heard. Thanks, you little spy, said Inari. Inari hadn't came to hang with him intentionally. He was caught by men, and they tortured him for the information. My men are prepared to attack and kill everyone tomorrow morning. Don't worry, your village will be in ruins, and I'll give you a fair fee. I'll let you die before they do, chuckled Gato. Inari looked in shock. His grandfather and the bridge builders and the ninjas were going to be killed. Then he was after that, and then the village would be killed. All because he had run out like a scaredy cat. Now people that heard to be Itachi, Deidara, Kisame, Zabazab, some other missing ninjas walked in. "We're prepared to attack," said a random unknown missing nin. Just Itachi and Kisame and Zabazab were holding their blades tightly to prepare for tomorrow. "We will use attack in dawn," said Gato. They all nodded their head and went to go do what they were doing. Inari was knocked out. When he woke up, he was strapped to a tree. Dawn was approaching. And from where he could see the bridge. And that's not all. He could see his grandfather and all the workers that are working. But where were the ninjas? Weren't they supposed to protect them? Unless they were already killed. Thoughts like that rushed all through Inari's head until he woke up. There had been a man was sitting in front of him. His name was Itachi. "You've been out for a good couple of hours, you know. But I've got something for you," chuckled Itachi. "What?" asked Inari. "Just that Gato's going to die today. That's all." And then Inari looked at you. "Aren't you working with him?" asked Inari. Itachi just laughed. "I work for myself. Or for the Hokage. And if he asks me to do something, I'll do it. Until then, I won't. Unless I have a leader that I actually give a damn about." Then Inari turned to see he was just in a genjutsu. And when he wakes up, he saw none other than about 100 Chunin, missing in B rank, missing in that he had seen in his dreams and heard from the genjutsu he was in last night. About 10 A ranks, and also then he also saw the S rank missing in Zabuza had been up to an S rank because this past week he'd be training alongside Itachi, Kisame, and Deidara. And they said he is S rank material. And that if he actually tried and put enough effort on and didn't understand his teammate, if he didn't underestimate his opponents a lot more, he'd be stronger. So that is what he did. Deidara just stood there watching, bored as all batshit, looking at Inari. When do we start? I've got to go back to Leader Sama, said Dataro. Itachi and all that just nodded. Of course you do. We've got to go first, so whenever we're given the chance to, we will do what we have to, said Itachi. He nodded. He knew exactly what he was getting himself into today. Something boring him whenever it was. He was about to be bored as old batshit again and again. This time, he liked it. He wanted to be bored as old batshit. These were just some little runts that wouldn't be able to do a dent in him. So he's going to be bored for a while until they can go up against some real people. Itachi, Kisame, and Datara all just started walking away. Attack starts now. It is officially time to start the war. Well, at time to complete this mission, said Itachi. Kisame and all that just nodded. They all started going where they were going before and noticed something. There was no one else there. Gato and all his folks had disappeared, but there was a letter. I'll be watching from the shadows, so once it's done, I'll come out. Better make sure it's completed, is all that Gato read. This was different. Why would Gato just say that? Something's got to be going on, thought Kisame and Itachi. They nodded and started walking out there on the bridge. All of them except Naruto had been on the bridge working on it. Naruto would have been here, but he was out late last night training after he caused Inari to disappear. But he couldn't allow that to happen. He couldn't allow Inari to die. He had some words he wanted to say to the brat about how he's sorry and how he would like to take Inari back to Konoha. But he can't, he's already got a student. His name is Konohanaru. Naruto wants to become a Jonin so he can take on a team again and train them like they should be trained. Because Naruto wants to be a Jonin sensei. He wants someone to call him sensei. Become a Kage, all that. First he needs to be a Jonin and have a Genin team. But that won't come until he's at least Chunin, and then he's got to prove himself to be Jonin material. But Naruto was thinking about that for when the time comes. He can't really expect people to just do what he wanted 24/7. So, he was prepared not to. He was prepared to do something else, something more dangerous. He's got to operate and be a god, in his own words. But this is what Naruto would always say to himself. He doesn't care what everyone says. He just wants to be remembered eventually. Naruto turned over to look at the group he was talking to. He woke up from his sleep and he saw Inari being pinned down by guards, bandits, whatever you want to call them, ruffians. Naruto looked up and threw kunai at them, killing them instantly. What are you doing? Asked Naruto. They looked at him. We're here to take this woman to be our prize, and you'll be our skinned rope. Chuckled the men. Naruto was chuckling at this. You think you can take me on? Like hell, I'd like to see you try, said Naruto. Naruto threw three kunai at them, knocking them unconscious, killing them straight away. Naruto was laughing at this. There's no way in hell that they think they can get away with trying to kill him of all people. He may be annoying, but he wasn't letting some nobodies kill him. Not bandits anytime soon, at least. Naruto walked over to Tsume. How are you going, Tsume? Asked Naruto. Tsume just nodded. I'm going good, but you know, how else would I be? When you know, I've just been pinned down and my father's probably been attacked to death right now, I chuckled. Tsusume, Naruto just nodded. I wouldn't know. I'm not your father, and I won't be anytime soon, chuckled Naruto. Tsusume just nodded. Yeah, I kinda knew that. You're a bit too young to even be my boyfriend. Naruto just smacked his head and ran out the door to head to the bridge. This is where we end this part off, so yeah, have fun for now. Think of some things that Naruto can do in the next part and some other things. So yeah, peace for now.